So, as it turns out, I'm going to have to do this video in parts. But yeah, I used to watch all those frickin' shows in the 90s. I was going to Sightings, hosted with Tim White, Bob Lazar interviews. I used to eat that stuff up. But I was 13. But, the show Sightings would always have them stories about the guys that say they were taken by aliens. And I was anally probed by beings from another world. They took me on board what I believe was a spaceship made to look like, hold the physical aura of my buddies, Lincoln Continental. They took me to the mothership made to look like my buddy's ranch. I don't know if they were bilingual, but their native tongue sounded suspiciously to me like chuckling. Speaking of Spielberg movies, I've been looking at a lot of joke videos pertaining to the E.T. ripoff, Mac and Me. I had to add my own 2 cents to that whole thing. Although the movie will always hold a special place in my heart, I was 10 first time I saw it. It made sense back then. The movie made sense then. Not so much now. But there is justification in a lot of the jokes about it on social media. I mean, the dad sitting there in court becoming a United States citizen. I guess you really can't expect much from a being who comes from a planet where all day long all they do is suck coke out of the ground. Like I said, the movie made sense when I was a child. For 90% of the freaking movie, the aliens' parents are wandering around the desert naked, with the exception of a rag I guess one of them found. Apparently, in the planet they're from, they all either have internal genitalia or no genitalia. No wonder that finally at the end of the movie they put some clothes on. It's like, come on, they're becoming United States citizens. Put some damn clothes on them, for crying out loud. Also on social media, they're always comparing that movie, saying that the movie Mac and Me is actually a darker future in the world of Mike Judge's Idiocracy, which kind of makes sense. But then they wouldn't be coke they were sucking out of the ground. It'd be Brondo, the thirst mutilator, and they wouldn't be aliens. They'd be de-evolved humans, a parallel Earth in the world of Mike Judge's Idiocracy. It would make sense that those salts in the ground were the only life-sustaining nutrients left on the planet. It also would explain why there's only one family left on this decadent plane. I could totally see where some of the scenes in the McDonald's would leave somebody to compare it to Idiocracy. When I was a child, though, I did make note, after seeing Short Circuit 2, of the very similar endings to the movie Mac and Me and the movie Short Circuit 2. I guess because it was the 1980s and becoming a United States citizen was the best thing that could happen to an alien or a robot. But following that line of thinking, though, if the movie Mac and Me is in fact the dark future in the world of Mike Judge's Idiocracy, the way they move their heads, I think maybe the social norms became so decadent that whiplash became hereditary. The only other E.T. ripoff that I know of was a movie called The Pod People. And I only know of it because I found a VHS of an episode of Mystery Science Theater 3000. Because apparently this one was so bad that only the folks at at Mystery Science Theater 3000 were willing to spend money on it. I found it at the Goodwill years ago, watched it once. All I remember is the aliens were technically bad, but the kid kept treating this one like it was E.T. I should probably watch it again sometime. Anyways, it was growing up. That was the kind of show that it was a waste of time, really, to watch from start to finish. I would usually have it on while I was cleaning my room, or taking our household jobs, whatever. But it's ideal for viewing incrementally, especially for sleep. In many ways, that show, Mystery Science Theater 3000, was ASMR before anybody knew what the shell ASMR was. All right. I never really intended to play this guitar on my channel because this is basically just my practice guitar. It's not the easiest guitar in the world to play. Fret or the strings are like an inch from the frets. But this is just for shh and giggles, anyways. But I wanted to do a cover of the I'm probably going to improvise some of the lyric because I'm going by memory here. In the not too distant future, somewhere in time and space, Mike Nelson and his robot pals are caught in a big rat race, pursued by a woman whose name is Pearl. It's an evil gal who wants to rule the world. She's put a few things in her purse and took off to torture all the captives on the satellite of love. I'll send them cheesy movies, the worst I can find. He'll have to sit and watch them all, and I'll monitor his mind. Now keep in mind, Mike can't control where the movies begin or end. He'll try to keep his sanity with the help of his robot friend. Robot roll call. Cambot, the robot that was recording everything. Gypsy, that was the female robot. You didn't see her too often. But the two main ones were Tom Servo and Crow. If you're wondering how he eats and breathes and other science facts, you should say to yourself, it's just a show. I should kick back and just relax. Or Mystery Science Theater 3000. Not sure of that last chord, but no two human eyes see the world exactly the same. No two human ears hear the world exactly the same. So everything's open for interpretation. Thanks for watching.